I was sitting down the other day, and I was trying to figure out why my life is such a wreck, why I failed at everything, and I thought and I kept thinking until I I found the answer. I would okay. Did I had a bad childhood, and okay, well, and I figured out the problem. I my the person that raised me was not fit to raise children. That's what I figured out what was wrong. And then so okay, I blame I'm adopted, so I blame I'm trying to still dig in for trying to figure out the start of the cause, start of the problem. So okay, and the adoption agency had one job to do, and they failed because they were supposed to find someone who's fit to raise children and give me to that person. So the person that raised me did not meet that criteria. Okay, I failed as a parent, so I was never deemed fit to raise children. And I was sitting there, okay, I'm still thinking, okay, why? What's the criteria? It made me start thinking, okay, well, what does it take? What are the rules of how do you determine that you're fit to raise children? And I've done this study, and you're going to be shocked at what I've discovered. But I have it here. I have the information. I have everything, all the information, what you need to do to deem yourself fit to raise children. Get a pencil and write out. This is going to shock you. Rule number 1: don't do or say anything to your children that will make them hate your guts. Number 2: at all times, consistently be their guardian and protector from harm, never the inflictor of harm. Number 3: tend to their every need consistently in a loving, gentle, mature, trustworthy, responsible manner. Number 4: no hitting, slapping, kicking, pushing, kicking ever. Number 5: adjust your priorities and your perspective. Number 6: understand anger, what it is, and where it comes from. See, I never understood that anger is never meant to be managed. Anger is something that we're supposed to grow out of a long time ago. So and anger comes from a me attitude, and it's when you change your focus, and you're going to be so busy being the superhero parent you're supposed to be. Who's going to have time for anger? Anger comes from offense. You're not going to be offended because it's not about you anymore. You've switched your priorities. You're all your focus now is on being the best dad that you can be. So understand anger, and anger won't even be an issue. You're going to be too busy being the hero. Okay, let me go on. Number 7. This is important. I hope you're writing this stuff down. Complete the process of maturation by making this final small adjustment, which will graduate you into maturity. Oh, you don't want to be one of those people who just grew up and got old, but you never got mature. Number 8, know what your children's number 1 need is. Do you know what your child's number 1 need is? Here it is right here. I hope you're listening. They need at all times you to be consistently conducting yourself in a loving, mature, gentle, responsible manner. That means you got to finish the project. You got to finish growing up. This is the last. This is where a lot of people get stuck. Let me finish here. Accept what is socially acceptable. Apply it to your home and your behavior. In other words, you know, if it's not acceptable to do it in a public street, then don't do it in the secret of your home. You know, that grab. Once you step into your loving grandparent mode, once you grow up and you start walking in a mature, responsible manner, you're not going to be having anger issues. People that finish the process and can be trustworthy and know how to be a role model, that those people they don't get angry. They don't have anger issues. That's anger. What's that? So you just make this small adjustment and you watch. Okay, let me just finish here. Number 10, know the rules, agree to the rules, and follow the rules. But it's not so much. I'll give you an example. I tested myself. My test subject is my cat. And I used to think, what can I do to make her sit in my lap? She never sits in my lap. And I was getting mad. I was getting frustrated. And I said, you know what? I'll just, like men do. I grab her and I said, I put her in my lap and force her. And if she wouldn't move, and she had that look, when cats are scared, and her ears are flat, and I, that's not, that's not the way. That's not the way. As soon as she can go, and that's not the way to make do anything out of, forcing it. So I didn't want to be that person. And I slowly grew into the person where, okay, it's not about how do I make my cat sit in my lap? How do I turn her into a lap cat? It's how do I make myself more approachable? So see, if you just make this little adjustment, you're going to be discerning things in a more mature way, and you're going to be a different person. And most men most men stop because they don't know this information. They don't know that it's just a small adjustment, that's it. They think, that I'm no good, I'm garbage, I'm unrepairable. I'm telling you guys right now, you can change just like that. It's just a small adjustment. And I can't wait to hear the success stories. And imagine what a better world this is going to be when men start making that adjustment. Don't grow up, go to your grave, an old man, but never matured, never walking in love, walking in integrity. And there's a hero in you. Now you know how to become it. Now you know how to not to listen to those temper tantrum voices that say, make them stop. Whatever you do, conduct yourself in a loving, gentle way. Grow up. It's time to grow up now. Take the crown off your head and you're done playing king. Okay, now take the crown off the head, give it to the true king, which is your children. Your wife is going to love you. She's going to fall. She's going to want to marry you. She's going to sigh and say, oh my gosh, you're trustworthy now. She can take a day off. She can go shopping. You made the final step. You're a trustworthy, responsible adult now. You finish the process. People, they think, they feel something's wrong in their life. I'm going to go back to high school and get my degree. That's not the process that they need to complete. Oh, I'm going to go to college and get a degree. That's not what you need to graduate to. I'm gonna go to middle school. I'm gonna go get a degree. The process you need to complete is the process of maturation. You need to get a degree. You need to pass from childhood to adulthood. You need to become trustworthy now. And that honor needs to be heaped upon your name, because you walk in honor and integrity now. And when you start walking that way, and you want that we have a responsibility, not just to our children. And Ebenezer didn't have any children, but those guys said, "Look, your priorities are wrong. You think it's all about money." And he says, "You're busy. You're supposed to be focused on your kindness." And and he made the necessary changes. And once your focus changes, once you're treating your children like once you switch your priorities and put their needs over your own, that's when the world's gonna fall in love with you, and you're gonna be a mentor, and you're gonna be telling other people how to do it. Okay, thanks.